What's up, guys? So the angle sensor gadget is a very important gadget, and as you can see, I have it functioning correctly. The thing that will make you not understand this gadget is how to connect it to objects. You're most likely connecting it to objects like this. I'll go ahead and pull out a new one so we can go ahead and test out what I mean. So you're probably like just going here and then connecting it to the object. You'll notice how the spear and stuff doesn't even pop up. But if I was to do it like this, if I was to do it like this, scope into the object with L1 and X where we see this first, or if it's an object that doesn't have this, then you don't have to worry about that, but you do have to be scoped in for the most part, unless it's an object that's, just like this instantly, then you can just try to click it. But you'll notice that after I scope in, it pops up. So that's how you get this to work. But how do you get the spear to move with another object? Well, it's simple. You just have to scope in and then click on the object, just like that. Now, the angle sensors will move whenever the other things move. So if I was to move with this one, let me go ahead and press play first. Notice how now they're moving with the object, with the relative objects. And that's how you get them to move and work correctly. You just have to scope in first. If you're connecting it to characters. If you're connecting it to a regular object, you may not need to scope in to do anything. We'll go ahead and test that out now. If it's a regular object, you will not need to scope in. The reason why you need to scope in and for this stuff to work, and this stuff is important for even knockback, for like, whenever you get hit, it's important for knockback. It can be used for that. It can be used for real-time strategy games to sense the angle of where your AI enemy needs to move next, or you can use a laser scope for it. But it's very important to use this correctly. And here you can like change the dome radius of this arrow needs to be within that radius in order for it to send off a detection angle range met. So this is the fall off, I do believe. So if it's not within that spear, it's not going to send off a signal that you can then send off to another gadget after it's met the range. This is the basics to how you can use angle sensors. I noticed that I had some trouble figuring this out because I didn't realize that it was sensing the actual specific limbs, if that makes sense. So it can sense like specifics. It's not trying to sense the whole object. In fact, it usually won't even pop up if you do that. In fact, it doesn't pop up, as you can see. It might be able to sense the orientation and stuff, but it's not gonna work right. You might not even be able to get this thing to show. So make sure you scope in whenever you're using it on characters. If you're using it on objects, you might not need to scope in. And this is how you use the angle sensor correctly. I had a lot of trouble figuring this out, mainly because I just thought all I had to do was this for the characters. But you gotta scope in first, L1 and X, then it works. And then the same thing with making something a relative to. Make sure you're scoped in and stuff. Then it will work the way that you want. This will move with this object, as you can see. You can try this trick, scoping into the object, right? And then putting something behind it that is invisible and not collidable. If you need it to sense something that is behind your your main character person, if that makes sense. So we'll press triangle on that. We'll click this instead. And we'll press play. And that might work. I'm not sure if it will, but it should work. You can try that. But for the most part, just make sure you're scoped in when you're using these methods. Otherwise, they won't work the way that you think they will, as you can see. And presto. Check out my combos tutorial, my AI tutorial, my how to make animations tutorial, my how to make fighting games, how to make classic RPGs, and soon my how to make real-time strategy. I have the real-time strategy guide already up, but I'm going to make a guide using the angle sensors. I have one using the laser scopes, but now we have this. The other one shows you how to make AI thinking time or thinking speed. So that one's important for fighting games and real-time strategies, also for how fast the computer can think and process its AI to do the next move. So all this stuff is important. Angle sensor is very important. I hope this helps you guys out. Peace out.